Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. You may recognize these two people right here, Justin Pearson and Justin Jones. Of course, they're two representatives from the state legislature in Tennessee. After the shooting that took place at the Covenant School in Nashville, that left three children dead and three adults, there was a protest held after the legislature said they weren't going to do jack diddly squat about gun violence in the state of Tennessee, which spurred a huge protest. All sorts of younger, high school age and slightly older people, coming and doing a protest. People from from the communities that were, one, the community that was affected, and two, other communities that deal with gun violence frequently, right? Um, but they all came together to protest. These two young men, plus a woman, Gloria Johnson, were all or three of the people that partook in the protest with their constituents, demanding changes to gun laws, demanding things like red flag laws and things like that could actually do something to cut down on the number of these incidents happening. Of course, Justin Pearson and Justin Jones were the only two of the three that were expelled. And I did a video on on the Tennessee three. Gloria Johnson was able to keep her seat. She made very clear why she believed she kept her seat, because she was a 60-year-old white woman. You do the math. But this is the good news. Earlier this week, Justin Jones was returned to the State House um, through the Nashville Council. They sent him back to the State House. And then Justin Pearson today, by way of the Memphis Council, was reappointed to his seat. And I believe both will run for their seats again when the elections come up. I got a feeling they're going to win by landslides in their districts. I really do. But both these men have been reinstated. They are back at the Capitol in Tennessee, fighting for the rights of their constituents, not only for gun rights, but just human decency, and equality. That's what they're scared of in Tennessee. That's what the Republicans are absolutely terrified of. They're scared of the younger generation coming up, and they don't know what to do about it. So they thought they would go around and fool around with some fascist tactics of expelling people simply for demanding change. And no matter what people have been trying to tell you on Fox News and other media, right? There was nothing violent going on. These people didn't break in to the State House. It was open. They just walked in. They weren't told to leave. Yeah, there was a little disruption. That's called civil disobedience, folks. And sometimes you have to make a disturbance sometimes. Peacefully. I have no problems with people peacefully disobeying. I don't have any problems with people peacefully protesting. Don't have a problem with people doing sit-ins or things like they did here in the Oklahoma legislature, where violence wasn't the thing, right? But the fact is, these two were removed simply because the Republicans are terrified that they're going to lose their spot in Tennessee at some point. Because these younger generations aren't putting up with the same crap. They're just not going to do it. They're not going to put up with inequality. They're not going to put up with hating on people on the LGBTQ community. They're not going to put up with gun violence in our schools. They're not going to put up with people walking into our banks and gunning down people. They're not going to deal with that. The coming generation is going to put an end to a lot of this bullshit you see going on. These anti-trans laws, anti-LGBTQ laws, those are going to go away. It may be a while. It may take time. But this new generation ain't going to stand for it. They're not going to do it. This is a generation coming out of school right now that'll be graduating. Some of them are graduating this fall or this spring, right? That have dealt with lockdown drills. Many of them have dealt with being shot at school. Many of them have had to go hide, you know. This next generation has had so many school shootings since in their lifetimes already that they're not going to put up with it anymore. They're not going to want to have kids just to send them to school to be concerned that they're going to get shot. And these two gentlemen right here are leading the charge in Tennessee. And they're terrified of it. It's absolutely the only reason that they were expelled. Not because of what they stood for, necessarily, but the fact of what it means for those Republicans. Those old white dudes that don't seem to care if your child gets gunned down in a school classroom. Those people that don't care if your transgender child commits suicide because they can't get the gender affirming care they need. Those people are terrified of what's coming. And let me tell you, they need to be terrified because their spots, they're going to slowly disappear. And yeah, there's going to be conservatives out there too, you know, in the Gen Z crowd. Those are going to exist. But the thing is, Gen Z and younger, they are more educated on all these issues, right? On all the issues that matter. They are far more educated than people my age ever were. We are coming to grips in this country with the fact that transgender students deserve to be able to play sports, that transgender kids do exist and do need help. I saw a thing earlier today showing that, you know, the up and coming generation, they don't care about your AR-15. They don't care about your gun rights. They don't care about your biases. They don't care about any of it. They are not willing to put up with this anymore. And slowly but surely, things will start to change. Unfortunately, I doubt I'm ever around for it. Because it's going to be a while till these people can take power and be voted in and out, you know, and be able to beat back some of these crazy laws that we're seeing and some of these crazy shootings that we're seeing in schools. Do I have to remind people that 3 9-year-old children were gunned down in Tennessee? What was it, 19 gunned down in Uvalde? And just this Monday, another white, straight male took an AR-15 to a job that he was about to be fired from and gunned down people in a bank. Now, I'll bring you more of that probably on Friday because I don't have all the details. But what I'm seeing right now is that the guy was about to get fired from his job for whatever reason, and during the middle of a meeting, he walked right in and murdered, murdered like 4 or 5 people, injured 8 others at least, shot 2 cops. And so the gun violence continues, and we've got to do something. And I hope this new generation is the one that steps up and says we're not going to take it anymore. Because it's about time that we put our foot down to gun violence, that we say no more dead children in schools. But thanks to the Tennessee Council and the Memphis Council, both Justin Jones and Justin Pearson were both put back in the state house. The people have their chosen candidates back, and they were only gone for a few days. I don't know what the exact count was for Justin Pearson, but I do know for Justin Jones being sent back by the Nashville Council, it was a vote 36-0. So there are people in Tennessee that realize that fascism is trying to take root, and we've got to do something to beat it back. So I fully support the Tennessee Three. I fully support Justin Jones and Justin Pearson. These two men right here are going to be huge coming down the road. I can tell you that right now. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road. Congratulations to Justin Jones, Justin Pearson on getting your rightful seats back. Have a good day.